Today I'm going to talk about what it is like to have a parent who is a narcissist or somebody with narcissistic personality disorder. Now, one of the things about having a parent that is different than, say, a spouse or a boss or a even sibling is that with a parent, the dynamic is based upon the fact that you cannot escape the situation. Right? Typically, if you are in a relationship with another person, whether it be romantic or not, you can leave the relationship. It may not be easy, there may be a lot of complications. At the end of the day, you can escape it. The difference with a parent is you can't. If you're a child and your parent's a narcissist, you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything. And so it is extremely oppressive, abusive, difficult, and probably made your childhood very hard. Now, hopefully you're watching this and you're out of your childhood and now you're just trying to figure out how to deal with that parent. If not, and you are younger, teenager, watching this, hoping for some tactics, I'm going to give you some, as well as talk about some of the classic signs of a parent who's a narcissist. And, you know, a lot of the things are the same with the parent who's a narcissist. The tendencies are that lack of empathy, everything being about them, creating this secret competition that nobody else even knew about. Ultimately, everything being about them. The sense of entitlement, all of the narcissistic personality behaviors. Narcissists were described to me once by a client who said that her mother was like a chameleon. She was able to adapt to any situation that came in front of her because of the fact that she didn't attach properly. So when she didn't attach to people, it made it so she could conform and reform and do all these types of things. Now that's terrible if you're a child, because children need consistency. Children need to know that somebody's going to be there, that somebody's going to be present and consistent. And if somebody like a parent is a chameleon, they're going to be constantly changing depending on what's going to benefit them the most in that time period. Okay, so now I'm going to start with if you're a grown-up and you are no longer living with your parent who is a narcissist. Now, past having to deal with the trauma from childhood, you now probably have to deal with setting boundaries and doing all kinds of things with your parent because they're still narcissistic and still probably driving you bonkers. So, the best thing to do, while it is hard, is to set hard boundaries. Now, the way to do that is thinking about yourself as an adult and recognizing the power and importance of your self-preservation. And sometimes having to say to that parent that you cannot do something because it's not good for you. Now, there will be a wrath, there will be potential backlash because of it. But over time, if you're able to continue to set those boundaries, you will get used to doing it, which will make it easier for you and the backlash less intense. Now, your parent that's a narcissist isn't going to change their behavior. They're probably going to come at you harder at times. You just have to try to appease them. You talk to them in very surface level things. You don't give them too much information about you personally anymore. You talk about surface, the weather, the kids are happy. You only bring up positive things. You don't talk about the negative because they'll jump on that, yank on that, and start hammering away at you. Oh, your kid is sick? Oh, well, maybe you're not being a very good parent. Oh, well, your kid isn't doing well in school? Oh, well, maybe it's your fault. Maybe you should do a better job making sure. They're going to be full of advice, full of things that they probably didn't do when they were parents. To avoid that, you stay surface. You talk about only things that are relevant to, only things that are non-emotional. If you're a kid and you're stuck in the home with a narcissist, the same is true for you. You just have to be a little more careful because of the fact that you can't leave, okay? If there's abuse, do not be afraid to call the police if you are being abused or to tell a teacher or a counselor. They are mandated reporters and have to tell somebody, the authorities. And if you are being hurt, it's important to ensure that you are safe. Second to that is important to always make your parent feel like they are correct, even when they're not. Don't butt heads with them. Don't fight with them because they will only come down harder on you. They're going to come hard, but this way they'll at least feel like they're correct, feel like they're doing things right, and they will be softer. If you don't fight them, you will be better off. Remember, that's pretty much the theme with narcissists is don't fight them because you'll lose. They don't have that filter that the normal person has to be able to say, that's too much, this is too far, I just crossed the line. There is no line for them. Remember, you can always improve the way you communicate with the narcissist. It's on you to do it, because they are not going to change, because they don't have the ability to attach or empathize like you and I do. Therefore, you can be the agent of change. You can make that difference, which ideally will make your life a lot smoother and easier. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I look forward to hearing your comments. Thanks.